Hi everybody, welcome for Acumen Accounting. Today I'm going to tell you how you can save money, how you can increase your profit by just reviewing your expenses. I will give you some very important tips. You might not even had in your mind after even you looking at this video. You will realize, yes, I need to look at all these aspects. At the end, the last tip I'm going to tell you is very important, which will save you so much money. So it's not all about just focusing on your sales. It's not all about just putting your foot down on the sales side, trying to money bringing in. I understand the sales is a very important. It runs your business, it generates revenue, but the expenses, when you look at the expenses, some people just focus on the sales side, but they basically left kind of the expenses side, and they ending up making very small margins on their sales, because expenses are the area where you can basically increase your profitability, increase your gross profit, basically, where your cost of sales are going to be very large. So I'll just go kind of one by one, watch which one is the important. So first of all, you need to be very proactive. You need to be getting proactive with your spending management. When it's come to the spending, when it's come to spend on your office staff and everything, you need to be very proactive. You need to be switched on when you're making decisions. You need to look at it, how I can reduce that cost, how I can look into this. Should I do this? Should I, when I'm hiring a staff, can I get an apprentice, because apprentice wages are less than if you're getting somebody full-time in your board. So you need to look at your staffing cost. Nowadays staffing cost is huge. This is the most I would say the most expense in your company or your organization. So reduce that. You need to keep an eye. You probably train somebody in your organization, or see how you can bring somebody on board where you're not paying any high-end cost to the staff. So look at the apprenticeships, look at what the government are offering, because sometimes you employ apprentice, they will give you some money towards your apprentice wages. So keep an eye on these kind of things. It is very important. So you need to be proactive in your spending management. The next one is reduce your overheads. I understand sometimes you have a fixed overheads, you can't get rid of it. It's important, for example, like your rent or your mortgage, or you have anything on your business. It is a fixed expense. You cannot do anything about it, but you can look at your fixed overheads, like some are like variable overheads, some are fixed overheads. Understand the fixed overheads, you cannot do anything about it, but look at your utility cost, look at your staffing cost, see how your energy uses. If you're spending more, look if you can put, like, the government scheme have, you can put solar panels in your premises, and see how you can save money. We have done exercise with one of our existing client. We only reduced the start time of the staff and the end time of the staff, and they have saved over £60,000 in 1 year. So they have quite a few staff. So we only done is they normally finish at 5 o'clock. We start finishing at 4:30 or 4 o'clock. By that they have saved so much money, and the work quality and the work they used to do is exactly the same. So you can do that as well. You can reduce even some hours on your Friday. You can still work 9 to 5, but on Friday you can tell your staff, you know what, we will start closing from 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. By even closing early 2 hours, or letting your staff go 2 hours early, you will save huge money. Just do your maths. You will definitely agree with me on this. By doing that small exercise on your staffing cost, you will save so much money. Just do that, sit down, and I can guarantee you will save mega money on it. Just look at your staff, reducing 2 hours a week, do your maths, and you will be surprised to know how much you save at the end of the year. You will save thousands of pounds. This is one of the things you can look into that. The next one is you need to keep an eye on your staff expenses. You can put a limit on it, basically. You can say, look, this is our staff expenses, because some businesses, some organizations pay mileage. Your staffing costs involve the fuel expense. They might, if there's a sales staff, they go different cities. They might be staying in the hotels. They having a meal, and they're basically bringing the bill back into the office and claiming the expenses. You can put a limit on it. Look, we are happy to pay all these expenses, but there is a limit on it. You can, for example, say, you know what, you can have a meal of say up to a £15 or a £10. It's again, you need to sit down your staff and you need to let them know this is the limit. You can have it on your meals when you're going out for business trips. So staff expenses are another huge cost to some of the businesses, so you need to keep an eye on that. The next one is very, very important. You need to look for a cheaper supplier. I used to be a finance director for a company. When I was there, the first thing I've done is I reviewed the expenses. We changed the food supplier. Just by changing the food supplier, we start saving between 80 to 90,000 pounds per year. Yes, that's true. This is the exercise. I've done it myself. So I'm pretty confident on it. You need to look at what is the most expense in your organizations, which is the most expense you are doing. Are you buying, for example, who are your most paid supplier? You can quickly look at your trade creditors and you will find out what is the most paid supplier you have, and you can basically see who are the competitors in the market. You can ask them, quote them and tell them, look, you know, this is what we've been paying, or they might ask you what currently you are paying. They will cut them and you will ending up paying less money. So suppliers are the side where you need to look at that. Find for a cheap supplier. Nowadays there's so much competition out there. People are looking to sell their product even on a small margins. So this is the area where you can basically increase your profit margin. So if you're buying cheap, it means you are selling on the same price, your profit will increase. So supplier is one of the area. Don't forget, people sometimes have a supplier from last 10 years or 15 years, they never changed it. Don't hesitate. Just sit down with your team, sit down with your board of directors or whatever the team you have, just sit down with them and do this exercise. This is going to save you again a mega money. Last one, which I promised you at the start, this is a breaking one, which is going to make you a mega savings. Explore the tax reliefs. There are so many tax reliefs where you can save money, like capital allowances. Sometimes there is a research and development like R&D, tax relief. You need to basically sit with your accountant, ask them what reliefs are available. Sometimes you are doing some expenses which will basically save you on your tax. Most people are not aware of this. You need to be basically very proactive on that and sit down with your finance team. If you have an internal accountant, sit with them. If you have auditors or you have any external accountant, ask them these questions. These tax relief will save you so much money. Tax is again an expense. It's come out from your bank, so it will help you in your cash flow. You will ending up retaining more money in your bank, which will help you basically with your cash flow. You have money in your bank, you can do more spending, you can do more maybe big buying, where will save you so much money. So capital allowance is one of the areas. R&D is one of the areas where you probably can save so much money. So you need to look at all these expenses where you will save so much money. So review your expenses carefully and sit with your finance team. But again, if you need any help, talk to us. I always say, we at Acumen Accounting, we don't charge talking to people. So any questions, anything you wanted to ask, we are happy to help you. I sometimes keep repeating that this is one of my personal mission to basically help every single individual or an organization to make sure they save money and they make more profit. And I always try to use the language which is not a technically accountant language. I always try to use a normal, simple language which every single person understand and they will get to know what's going on. So I will keep making these videos to help every single individual out there to make sure they have more profit, because as an entrepreneur, we work so hard and we deserve all these things. So again, if you think this video is valuable and help somebody else, share with them and also subscribe to our channel because you will not miss any future videos. Any question, anything, leave a comment at the bottom of this video, or you can send us a private message and we will get in touch with you. Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye for now.